Hey everyone, Argonath here from Return of the Fan, and got another article about Seth Rogan and how idiotic some of these celebrities are, and how they don't give a shit about any normal working person because they live in the Hollywood bubble and they have no idea how the rest of us actually live, not just in the US but all around the world, especially places like New Zealand where I am as well. But before I begin, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, you're welcome to give it a thumbs down. And if you like my content, please subscribe as well. So, Seth Rogan goes viral after shrugging off Los Angeles car burglaries. It's called living in a big city. Actor says his car was broken into 15 or so times since living in LA. So let's have a look at what else he says. Comedic actor Seth Rogan. Now I think comedic should be in double quotes because I don't particularly find him that funny actually. I don't know if you do or not. Sparked a Twitter frenzy after he shrugged off Los Angeles criminals breaking into cars, suggesting it's simply part of normal life in a big city. Crime should not be normal life in a big city, right? The police should be onto this. I know they've probably got lots of other things. This is why you don't defund the police, because you need them to follow up on crime and so on. The viral uproar began when the knocked up star reacted to a tweet from YouTube personality Casey Neistat, who wrote on Wednesday, "So our cars got robbed this morning because Los Angeles is a crime-riddled third world shithole of a city," and expressed gratitude towards the LA Police Department for arresting the criminal and retrieving all of the stolen belongings. Now, they don't go into if any damage was actually done to the car, whether a window was broken or whatever. Obviously, if you have stuff from yourself which is stolen, you would be glad to get that stuff back, right? Dude, I've lived here for over 20 years. You're nuts, haha. Rogan reacted. It's lovely here. Don't leave anything valuable in it. It's called living in a big city. What a douche. You are a douche, Rogan. Just because you have something in your car doesn't mean that someone can go along and steal it. I can still be mad though, right? Neistat asked, adding, I feel so violated. You can be mad, but I guess I don't personally view my car as an extension of myself, and I've never really felt violated any of the 15 or so times my car was broken into. Rogan responded, once a guy accidentally left a cool knife in my car, so if it keeps happening to you, you might get a little treat. Well, that would be good for you, Seth Rogan, seeing as you're a bloody multi-millionaire, live in your gated community probably with massive fences around your house, whereas the rest of the normal people have to live in areas where there might be crime around, and we have to keep an eye on our stuff, and we can't afford things to be stolen all the time, or having to friggin' have your car repaired every time something happens to it, Seth Rogan. What a douche. Neistat told Rogan he didn't get any treats and that the thief had taken decorations for his daughter's 7th birthday party, but then asked, how did you get your car broken into 15 times? I lived in West Hollywood for 20 years and parked on the street, Rogan wrote. Also, it sucks that your shit was stolen, but LA is not some shithole city. As far as big cities go, it has a lot going for it. In terms of crime, it's a shithole city, right? All of these leftist cities that are run by leftist bleeding heart liberals are falling into massive crime-ridden cities because they have policies which are all soft on these goody-goody criminals, and we have to be soft on them. A lot of these lefty states don't even prosecute for things which are stolen under a certain amount. So obviously that incentivizes people to steal that stuff. Critics piled in on the wealthy actor for being so dismissive of car burglaries in Tinseltown, many accusing him of being privileged. Of course he's privileged. He's a multi-millionaire. Does he give a shit if his car is broken into? He doesn't give a shit. Now maybe when it happened to him, he wasn't so wealthy back then, but he's thinking from his view as being a wealthy actor now, he's looking through those particular lens, right? Not back when he was maybe out of work, down on his luck, maybe not having much money. Then it might have mattered a lot more to him, but being a multi-millionaire now, it doesn't really matter to him at all. I don't think my car's been broken into 15 times is doing the pro Los Angeles work Seth seems to think it's doing here. Washington Post contributing columnist Sonny Bunch reacted. I too am unbothered when one of my mini cars gets broken into. I just asked my assistant to get it all cleaned up and repaired. What's the big deal? Tablet Magazine's Noam Blum mocked Rogan. That's a good one. Of course, if something happens to him, he's going to get his bloody assistant to do something about it. He's not going to do it himself, are you, you douche, said Seth Rogan. Viewing crime as some sort of quaint reality of urban living akin to deer eating your vegetable garden is some bullshit. Hollywood goggles romanticization of something that has no redeeming value. It doesn't require some loss of humanity to prevent. Excellently well said, Sonny Bunch from the Washington Post, which is generally a left-leaning rag, so it's a good quote coming from that particular person. You know, people talk about this or that statement embodies privilege, and 95% of the time it's total bullshit, but this, yeah, political commentator Kathy Young tweeted, multi-millionaire celebrity explains to you why having your car broken into isn't a big deal, and you should just get over it, Daily Caller reporter Dylan Hausman wrote. That's a good take on it as well. Awesome. Why is it okay? It may not be a huge deal to someone with tremendous wealth, but it certainly is for someone who's struggling. Might be the difference between making it and not. And regardless, the idea that it's just okay, cost of living, is I am unhealthy one. Entertainment columnist Catherine Bodsky replied. Seth Rogan is only funny when he's not trying to be. Substack writer Jim Treacher quit. That's a good one, Jim. Oh, that's good. Rogan appeared to respond to the backlash, suggesting he'd rather clash with his critics privately. Of course, let all your feelings known, and then when you get some criticism, you want to take it private. You are a douche, Seth Rogan. Do it out. If you want to keep things private, then don't go friggin' tweeting about people, right? Why don't you just send them a private message? A lot of people come at me and talk shit on Twitter, hoping I'll engage with them publicly and give them attention, but instead, I DM them and tell them to go F themselves privately. It's a lot more fun. You're an absolute douche, Seth Rogan. That is ridiculous. Let's see some of the comments here. Even for the most middle-class people, their car is the second largest purchase asset after a house. Besides the damage where there is often a deductible that one has to cover, is difficulty in doing without for a time it takes to repair. Insurance may cover some of that cost, but it's usually a relatively small amount. Most of us normal people don't have spare cars hanging around. I wonder what insurance would cover this guy unless he didn't make a claim for 13 or so of the 15 break-ins. Right, so remember that if you have insurance, there's still an amount you have to pay before the insurance kicks in. Also, if you keep making claims on your insurance, your insurance rates are going to rise. So it's not a net zero cost about this. I was hopping mad when North Korea hacked Sony and stole his movie The Interview that insulted Kim and released it online before it was released and everyone was downloading it for free. He wanted everyone who was downloading it and whoever hacked Sony arrested. He was also scared when North Korea threatened him over it and wanted protection over it, and then started begging for forgiveness, saying it was just him. I don't know if that was all right or not. Rogan is not particularly funny either. Big, shapeless lump. Very good. Exactly, this guy's like the poster child for the out-of-touch elitist who earned his money by pretending to be someone else. As Gary from Nerdrotic always says, all of these are adult pretenders. They earn their money pretending to be someone else for a living, and that's perfectly fine. A lot of them are really good at it, and we're happy to pay our money to go and see it. Don't just go spouting things about real life which you have no idea about. Seth Rogan, you are an absolute douchebag. Having no empathy for normal working class people that have to struggle through life, not being a multi-millionaire like you. Anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think I've been a bit hard on Seth Rogan, or do you think that he got just what he deserves for showing up that he's a woke Hollywood celebrity and doesn't give a shit about normal working class people? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Again, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, you're welcome to give it a thumbs down. And hopefully I will catch you in the next video.